might be looking for an idyllic place to call home that's not too far from New York City and gives you some fast commuting options. Well, I've got the perfect town for you. It's just outside of the Midtown Direct area, but you're gonna wanna check this out. Welcome to Basking Ridge, New Jersey. So welcome to Basking Ridge. Now, the town itself is actually a CPD, which is a CDP, a census designated place, which means it's not actually a town unto itself. It's actually part of Bernard's Township. And that's not to be confused with Bernardsville. That's another town that's just north of here. We'll talk about that in a second. But the actual CDP of the unincorporated village or community is about 7,200 people plus or minus. Now you're right under 7 square miles, so that works out to about 1,000 people per square mile. So this is probably one of the most rural places we've visited on the channel. And speaking of which, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to become a member of our community, Subs of NYC, and you know what to do if you're interested in doing that. So getting back into it, this behind me is your main street. This is South Finley Road, and right behind me over here you have East and West Oak Street. This is kind of your main cross section of the town. There's other little hot spots, but this is where all your fun restaurants are going to be. You have the Presbyterian Church, which is one of the founding pieces of the town right behind me, and this is their offices right here. But it was incorporated in 1798, so just after the Constitution was signed. That's pretty interesting. And it was really settled in 1760 by the British settlers. We're located in the northern part of Bernard's Township. So we're just at the north. It's kind of a funny shaped triangle, if you will. So we're almost at the northern part of the township, just below Bernardsville. And in terms of geography, we've got Bernard's Township right in the middle, let's say where we are, Bernardsville to the north, Harding Township sort of northeast. East of here you've got Long Hill. Behind all of those towns you've got the Great National Swamp, and then Chatham behind that, if you're looking at the map like wider. In terms of south of here, sort of southeast, you've got Warren. Directly south of here, Bridgewater. And then a little bit west you've got Far Hills. And all of these towns are part of Somerset County, so that's where we are today. So let's take a tour to the town, show you a little bit more of these gorgeous elm trees and these beautiful colonial style buildings that line up on the main area. Lots of restaurants and shops, great places to eat. There's also a couple other places to eat that are further out, but this is sort of, like I said, your most densely populated area in terms of what you're gonna be visiting in town. Let's go take a look. Of course, if you're downtown, you're gonna wanna grab a bite to eat. So here's a couple places you're gonna wanna check out in Basking Ridge. Right across the street from me is Washington House, which has some great food. And then right across from there is the Blue Cafe. This is on South Finley Road, of course. Now, if you go a little bit further out of town, you've also got the Grain House, 3 West, and 26 Tavern. Just a few places to name a few. Now, right around here also, in terms of like quick lunches, you've got the Brush Deli. And in terms of shopping, you don't really have much downtown here. You're gonna have to drive to the other areas in town. So if you're looking for shopping in town, you've got Bernard's. Lions Center has a Stop and Shop. And then in Bernardsville, just up the road, also has a ShopRite. So depending on where you are, you do have a few different grocery stores. Now, the other thing about living in a more rural community like this is you do have farm stands. So you've got Whitman's farm stand here and also Crane's farm stand. 2 places to check out if you're looking to get some fresh food right off the vine. I just jumped over to the other side of South Finley Road, and this is a little municipal parking area. I thought I'd point out a couple more places. You've got Bella's Burger Shack and the Basking Ridge Bagel Shop. So lots of places in town to get like a cup of coffee or different types of food and satisfy your hunger. You might be wondering, how commutable is Basking Ridge? Well, the truth is you have two options. You have the train station, which is right behind me. So you have Basking Ridge Station, and actually one stop closer, you have the Lions Station. We'll talk about those commute times in a second. But the other option you have is the bus. So you do have private buses. There's the Lakeland bus service. That one's going to get you for about $13 to $15 a ride, depending on if you're getting the multi-trip pass. That's going to get you in about an hour, 15 to an hour, depending on which bus you take. That's obviously taking the highway, so you do have potential risk of traffic jams and those sort of things. The other option, like I said, is the train. And if you're needing to get in before 8 o'clock, your best option is going to take you an hour and 17 minutes into Penn Station. But considering how rural we are here and how much you may or may not want that, this could be a really interesting option for you, especially if you're not going in all the time. An hour and 17 minutes isn't too bad. This is on the Morrison Essex line, the Gladstone branch specifically. Very windy today. Hopefully the audio isn't too bad. But that gives you an idea of commute times. We'll also swing by the Lions Station, show you what that looks like. But here you are. This is Basking Ridge Station. The schools in Basking Ridge are very well rated. Now, that's not according to me, that's on niche.com. If you check that out, you can see their exact scores and how they rank it. But you also have 4 elementary schools throughout the city of Barnard's Township. But in terms of Basking Ridge, your 2 elementary schools are going to be the Oak Street Elementary School and the Cedar Hill. Those are K through 5. So you have 4 overall throughout the town, and then you have 1 middle school and 1 high school. So definitely go check out niche.com if you're looking to get the specific details on those rankings and how they came up with those. One of the coolest things about Basking Ridge is you really are in a rural area. And not only that, you're located right on the Great Swamp National Park. And I'm standing right in front of the visitor center here in Basking Ridge. You can see the trail map there. There's a lot of wildlife refuge here. You've got ducks, lots of different flora and fauna. And some of the trails start right over here. You've got the White Oak Trail that's jumping off right from this parking lot. The visitor center is closed right now. Must probably only open on the weekends, I'm guessing. But right now it's Wednesday when I'm filming this. But anyways, the other things you have in Basking Ridge at your fingertips in terms of recreation, fun things to do. Like I said, Great Swamp National Park. You've got Pleasant Valley Park. You've also got the Lord Sterling Park. And then you also have fun things like the golf courses. So you do have Basking Ridge Country Club, which I believe is private. But you also have Pleasant Valley Golf Course, which is a public course. And then interestingly enough, you have the USGA Golf Museum. So lots of cool things here in Basking Ridge. Plenty to check out and keep you entertained on the weekends when you're checking out the town. So while I'm in the area, I wanted to pop over to the USGA Golf Association and also clarify that it's not actually in Basking Ridge. It's in the neighboring area of Liberty Corner. So a little bit out of the way, but anyways, it's such a cool place to check out. You know I'm a golf fan. We've shown you the golf house in Springfield and Baltusrol Golf Club over there. But I just thought I'd pop over here because it's such a special thing to have. Inside this building, they have all 16 of the US Open trophies. Now, the trophy that the players take home at the end of the year is a replica. They get to keep that. And if they want, only so many people have won it, they get to buy a replica at the end of their year. But this is a really special place. Behind here is also a putting green. So if you come to visit, it's $10 for non-members and it's $5 for members. But if you come to visit, you can pay an additional $5 and do the 9-hole putting green and use some replica golf clubs. So right down the street from Basking Ridge, Liberty Corner, the home headquarters of the USGA. All right, let's keep going on the tour. thought we'd end the tour here in the gazebo. Actually, there's a little bit of an echo, so let's go outside. We're in the downtown, just off of, this is North Finley Road right behind me. And then just down the street, South Finley Road, where you have all the restaurants and stuff. They have a cute little park here. So I thought we'd talk about real estate to end the tour. And overall, in the last 12 months, this is August of 2023. So this data is from the past 12 months. It's not year to year, it's from the past, starting in August. So in the last 12 months, we've seen 347 closed transactions here in Bernard's Township, the whole township. I can't give specific data just for Basking Ridge because the MLS doesn't break it down like that. But just to give you an idea, the average days on market was 26 days on the market. And the sale price to list price ratio was about 101%. Now, when you take into account the original list price, that drops down to 100%. So still very competitive for the area. Now, the average home price here was $824,000. That's across all sizes of properties. If we break it down by property type in terms of bedroom count, one bedrooms, there was 20 of those listings, 287,000 average. Two bedrooms, there was 96 of those listings, 404,000 average. Three bedrooms, there were 65 of those, that was a $662,000 average. Four bedrooms, there was 81 of those, so now we're getting into sort of where most of the units are coming from. 81 of those, that was $1,026,000 on average. And then lastly, the bigger properties was 85 units. That averaged 1.358 million. So to give you an idea, that's just an average, you know, in terms of anecdotal, you're going to find a lot higher and a lot lower in terms of the property size and that sort of thing. So stay tuned for more content. Actually, coming up, what we've got is a new construction home tour in Basking Ridge, and it's right over here. If you'd like to check it out, click the link. I'll see you over there.